I dig it. I want to chat now about a clip from the HBAR Bulls show. And I know that we've got Ash from the barking game from HBark stopping by probably in just about 5 or 10 minutes here, which I'm really excited about. But I wanted to just touch on this clip from Rob at the HBAR or on the HBAR Bulls show. And I'm going to pull it up here and then we'll just kind of react to it a little bit here. So also too, that was a great episode last week, with the HBAR Bull. Holy cow. We'll talk about that after we get done chatting with Ash. We'll chat about some other stuff, what's behind closed doors. But yeah, let's take a look at this clip with Rob Allen and the HBAR Bull.
We are keenly interested from the Governing Council perspective because the foundation is a pillar of the ecosystem that we, are so passionate about, and not having proper leadership in that foundation is detrimental to the ecosystem. We've seen over the last few months the absence of leadership, for the last 3 months. Leading up to where we are today, has caused all sorts of issues and problems in the community. Whether it's right or not, this is Web3. This is going to happen, and so we need, I believe we need strong leadership. We need transparency, and there is a need for the foundation or a foundation to fulfill the role that we set it. And I wrote the RFP for the foundation when I was on the Governing Council 3 years ago. So I'm very familiar with what
that's an important part there, right? Rob Allen referencing that when he was on the Governing Council, he wrote the request for a proposal for the foundation, specifying what they're supposed to do. So speaking here from a point of authority for sure.
Expectations of the original expectations of the Governing Council were for the foundation, and I'm not sure that that has been fulfilled yet. So I'm expecting, or I'm hoping that the new CEO, whenever they're appointed by the THF board, is true to those original principles that were set down for it.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. But that's a great point from Rob Allen, right? I mean, it's really, really, really important to keep in mind how important the HBAR Foundation is and how important it is to have leadership at the organization. So good insights from Rob Allen. And I think that especially when we look at something like borrowing and lending with a project like Bonzo Finance, I was on Bonzo Finance's Twitter Spaces this week. When did they do their spaces? Fridays, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Friday. I was on their spaces, and they were talking about the challenges they were overcoming with the Oracle stuff, different things like that, the JSON RPC. But they've really publicized a lot of that. And the last step that they're at is a grant from the HBAR Foundation for incentives for liquidity, similar to something that's been done for Sauce or Swap or Pangolin or something like that. So it really is critical at this time for the foundation and for Hedera, anybody in the ecosystem that is responsible for providing resources to these projects to really prioritize this, because borrowing and lending is going to be critical, and it ties into other things like USDC, the need for USDC stuff, the need for transparent analytics, the needs for just better communication in general. I think Charles, the president of Hedera, did a good job summarizing that in that letter that he wrote out. When was that? Let me see here. Let's actually take a peek at that and see when that came out. Charles, where are you? Let's take a look at your letter. Where is it? It's probably way down here. Oh my God. He wrote this letter, must have been in August, or must have been Could it have been July? Maybe it was July. Oh yeah. There it is, July 12th. So exactly 2 months ago, this letter from Charles, and this was a pretty comprehensive letter. I reread this recently just as a kind of like a refresher. I forgot I posted this. Jesus. I reread this recently. One thing that stuck out to me just kind of in a bit of a refresh was, where is this section here? Where is it? Here we are. Yeah, there was one part here. Again, it really has to be reminded for people that Hedera doesn't really, like, a lot of people go, oh, Hedera needs to really get control of stuff and everything like that. But Hedera doesn't really have control of that kind of stuff. So there was this part here where Charles specifically said, that said, while Hedera does not and cannot control independent organizations with the ecosystem, we have every right to express when we do not agree with particular decisions or behaviors, and we may speak up more in the future. So that's one thing, rereading this, a little while ago, that kind of like stuck out to me. So it is interesting stuff.